In early 1943, the Allies were getting ready to invade Nazi-occupied Europe from North Africa. And so what they did is they grabbed a corpse from a London morgue, gave him a completely new identity, and then as a result, they were able to dupe Hitler and change the course of the war. That didn't happen, did it? Welcome to another edition of That Didn't Happen, Did It?, where we look at history and the implications of history through a spiritual lens. You just heard me describe what was going on, where I mentioned that the contribution of a corpse helped win a battle before it ever started. It did take place in 1943. The Allies were getting ready to invade Nazi-occupied Europe from North Africa. Their destination was the island of Sicily. For the invasion to succeed, it was absolutely critical that the enemy be caught off guard. So British officers concocted this fantastic scheme. It was given the code name Mincemeat. Operation Mincemeat. It began as they grabbed a corpse from a London morgue and they gave the corpse a completely new identity. He was outfitted with a uniform, papers placed in his pockets that identified him as Major William Martin, a military courier. A briefcase was attached to his wrist. Inside, British spy masters planted forged documents suggesting that the target of the invasion would be Greece, not Sicily. Then a British submarine dropped the body of Major Martin off the coast of Spain, making it look like a military courier had died in a plane crash. As hoped, Spanish authorities found the body and showed the papers to the Germans. They were completely fooled. The news was rushed to Hitler, who made the defense of Greece his new top priority. The German High Command sent panzer units there, and Hitler ordered the famed General Erwin Rommel to Athens to mastermind the battle. But there would be no battle taking place in Greece. Instead, forces under Generals Bernard Montgomery and George Patton came ashore in Sicily, where German forces were not ready for them to show up. Victory was made possible with the help of the man who never was. Interestingly enough, it took over 50 years after the war before the identity of the body, the corpse, was actually revealed. I don't know why. The war was long over, but the British government decided that it needed to stay a secret. As a result, the name of Glendwr Michael, a 34-year-old homeless man who was the corpse that they actually gave a new identity to, was finally identified. And it was discovered that he died by eating rat poison. And to set up this mincemeat operation, great care was taken in placing just the right items on the body to create a convincing illusion of a real person. Love letters, overdue bills, an old bus ticket, and various personal items all helped convince the Germans that Major Martin was genuine. There are a lot of directions we could go with this moment in history from 1943. On a grander scale, the good news is for the Allies who were fighting against Hitler and company, it worked, and it was a great misdirection move that caused them to be able to come ashore in Sicily and completely surprise the Nazis. Strategy, planning, a lot of detail, all of those are a part of your spiritual journey, right? You need a good strategy, you need to plan, you need to pay attention to details. So that's an easy lesson. But another lesson would be, if you're going to look at it from the other direction, is take the time to make sure you're not so easily fooled, because anybody can be fooled. And one of the things that we need to hold on to today, especially in a world where deception seems to be so easily passed around, we live in a world where AI fakes are often giving us news about what's happening to other people in other places. We have to learn that fine art of discernment. And we really have to pray for the spiritual insight to be able to tell truth from lies. Again, doing the details and doing the upfront work really does matter spiritually. It positions you to be successful. But then also being willing to dig in deep and really search for truth, not part truth, not half truth, but real truth, really goes a long way toward whether or not you'll be successful in winning the battles of life. And so, learn the lessons from this Operation Mincemeat that really did happen when a dead man duped Hitler and turned the tide of the war. I look forward to joining you in our next edition.